Hello everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. On this episode, we'll be making peanut butter chips, which is also known as groundnut in Ghana and in most West African countries. This recipe is very delicious. If you want to know how I made this recipe, please stay tuned and I'll take it step by step. If you have any questions, please do not forget to leave me your comments down below. And if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Once again, I want to thank you so much for coming by. May God bless you. Stay tuned. I'm going to quickly go through the ingredients which I'll be using. I'm starting off with the fish. Here is the meat I'll be using to make it. Here are my spices. You need onions, tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, canned tomatoes, fresh cayenne pepper, my seasoning stocks, and ginger. This is the peanut butter which I'll be using to make the soup. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this with the tomato paste. And then I'm going to make peanut butter puree out of that. I'll cook the peanut butter until it turns to be a puree. And then I'm going to use that puree to make the soup. So please keep on watching as I show you step by step exactly what I'll be doing. Please stay tuned. Let's go ahead and put in our seasoning. So I'm simply going to cover this and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. That will allow all the seasonings to, to incorporate with the meat and everything else, to infuse in the meat and give us the flavor that we are looking for. I'm using about 2 cups of peanut butter. And I'll use about 1.5 cups of water. Then I'm going to put in the tomato paste and then blend it. You can use a whole can of the canned tomatoes for this. If you're using the same thing that I'm using to to make the puree. If you find your puree to be too thick, the consistency to be too thick, don't be afraid to add more water. You don't want it to be too loose or too thick, just in between. So the puree consistency should look like something like this. It's not too loose or super thick. I cannot tell you how long it's going to take for it to create the puree that we are looking for, but make sure that you keep stirring this. Stir it as much as you can so that the bottom of the saucepan does not burn. If it burns, it will ruin your soup. So continue to stir it. I'll continue this process until it's cooked, and then I'll show you the result. Meanwhile, we are checking back on the meat, and it looks like the meat is cooked. Since my puree is not ready yet, I'll just simply go ahead and shut off the fire on the oven top. And so when my puree is ready, I'll come back and put it back on and then pour the puree on top of the meat. Please stay tuned. See that the oil in the peanut butter has started to surface on top of the puree. So it's almost ready. I'm just gonna continue stirring for another 5 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and transfer it on top of the meat. Just simply keep stirring. So I have my stove on lower heat because the meat is already cooked and the peanut butter is also cooked. So this process, the cooking process, shouldn't take too long. What I'm going to do is to simply add a little bit of water. Now, the water would depend on how thick you want your soup to be. If you don't want the soup to be too thick, then you will add about 2 cups of water to be the consistency that I'm looking for. Okay. I'm just gonna allow it to simmer. And then go ahead and put in my fresh fish. What I simply did with the fish was to just sprinkle a little bit of salt on there to give it flavor. The reason for me not cooking the fresh fish with the meat is because it is super tender. If I did cook it with the meat, then it will be loosened by now, and it will come apart, and that's not what I want. But if I do it this way, if I have it simmer in the soup for maybe the next 15 minutes, it will be cooked and still be intact. So this is the peanut butter soup. Let's allow it to simmer for another 15 minutes and we are done. Hello everyone, so the soup is ready and I'm gonna go ahead and serve it. Not that it smells heavenly, it tastes absolutely delicious.